Hey guys, it's Alina here, and today I kind of have a story time experience that I want to share with you guys. So as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about my best and worst beauty guru experiences. So before I get started, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy videos like these and you want me to continue doing them, because I'd be happy to share all the interesting things that have happened along the way. So let's get into the stories. So I wasn't intending on sharing these experiences because one of the ones that I'm going to share happened almost a year ago, and I was just kind of like, whatever. But I mentioned them briefly because I had another bad experience recently, and I mentioned it in my vlog for that event. And a lot of you guys were like, please share the story, share the experience. So I was like, you know what? Let's do this. And because I don't enjoy being totally negative all the time, I will also be sharing experiences with beauty gurus that were actually extremely positive. So if you've been following me for a long time, you know how I feel about fangirling. That's not my thing. To me, I don't get excited to meet any sort of YouTuber because they're just a normal person like you or me, so it's not really a big deal to me. I don't wait in line to meet them. I'm not into that at all. So that's why I don't have that many experiences. Pretty much all my experiences have kind of just happened and not anything that was like a particular meet and greet or anything like that. So we can't say, oh, well, maybe they were just annoyed from meeting so many people in the meet and greet or whatever. That's not an excuse in this case. So the first experience, and this one I thought was probably the most bizarre. So I tend to go to Generation Beauty alone. I've gone to most of them alone. This particular experience happened in Generation Beauty LA. So I show up to the cocktail party and there's this tremendously long line. It was my first time going to one of their cocktail parties, so I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know there was gonna be a crazy line. So I'm here standing in line, minding my own business. And I don't know how the conversation started, but somehow I ended up in a conversation with the two girls in front of me. Actually, three girls in front of me. So it was a pair of sisters, I'm not gonna get specific, a pair of sisters and their friend, all YouTubers. So I just get in conversation with them, we're having a great conversation. Honestly, I had no idea who they were because that's just, I just don't follow it enough to know who's who and all that. I think even in front of them was Laura Lee, and I had no idea who she was. And so I was just chatting with them, whatever, and they asked me, they were like, oh, are you here by yourself? I'm like, yeah, I'm here by myself, whatever. And they're like, well, hang out with us. So they invited me to hang out with them, and it was a fun night. It was cool. I did not push myself on them at all. They asked for my Instagram, my YouTube, and added me. I didn't ask them to add me. So I was like, okay, that's really nice. One of them exchanged numbers with me, and then at the end of the night, they were gonna go out afterwards, and they invited me to go out, and so it was nice. They seemed very friendly. I had no idea who they were, whatever. So the next day, we all, we had agreed to meet up at Generation Beauty, and we did, and so we hung out that whole day at Generation Beauty together, and a lot of people were asking to take photos with them and stuff, and I was like, I have no idea who these girls are, but they're nice. So all of this conversation and everything was cool. And, I had mentioned, that I was going to be back in LA soon. And they were like, oh yeah, when you're back in town, hit us up, we'll hang out and stuff. And I was like, that's cool, whatever. So yeah, so they had followed me on Instagram and all that. And then I was coming back in town, I think a few weeks later. And so I reached out and was like, hey, I'm going to be in town, this next weekend or whatever. Let me know if you want to get together and anything like that. Very whatever. Yeah, only because they had said it specifically. They didn't have to say oh, let's hang out or whatever. It's just always nice to know someone in town in case you want to do something, or in this case, we could collaborate or take photos of each other and stuff like that. So no response. Which for me, if I text someone once, especially someone I don't know, if I text them once and they don't respond, I'm done. I'm not gonna text you again. And then of course, I always check on, I have a site that I check to see who unfollows me on Instagram and Twitter and all that. So I think a few days later or a week later or whatever, they unfollowed me. And it was my biggest issue is what was the point of that? What was the point of going through all of that, exchanging numbers, asking for my Instagram? I don't know, did they just want, they had they have tons of followers. Like did they just want one more follower? Like did they not think I would notice? Like I just don't get what the point of the effort was. Like if you're gonna be a B, just be a B. Like don't pretend to be a nice person. I just don't get that. That's just a lot of effort wasted. So yeah, that was interesting. And it's not that I was like hurt or anything like that. Like we weren't gonna be like best friends or anything. It was just more like, wow, this is why the beauty community has such a bad reputation, because people are so fake. Like people are fake as F. And that was just like, yep, they're fake. I have another experience which happened more recently. This one actually kind of bums me out because it was with a YouTuber that I really enjoy and I love watching and I thought would be really cool in real life and really fun to be around, and they weren't. When I met them, they were just really awkward and just kind of giving off this vibe, you know, where it just made you feel uncomfortable. It was one of those that you're just like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go now, you know, that kind of thing. And I was just thinking, wow, that's interesting. Mainly because of stories that I've heard from this particular person. It seemed like they would be nice to others because of their experiences. So yeah, it was a bad vibe. And honestly, out of everybody that could have possibly been at this event, this was probably the only person that I was like, I would love to meet this person in person because I feel like they would be cool and fun. And it was such a disappointment. I was just so like, ugh, awful. So I've actually had a lot of good experiences with beauty gurus, but there are certain ones that definitely come to mind. First one would be Rose. She's a YouTuber from Texas. Her YouTube name is Makeup by Rose XOXO. This experience was actually kind of super random. So I was on the bus going to the Sweet Peach event, and she and her mom were like diagonal from me, and they were so nice, and we just started chatting, and I had no idea that she had such a huge following because she was so genuine and her mom was so genuine, and they were so kind, and they like adopted me for the evening because again I was there by myself. Her mom was helping me take pictures, and as well as taking pictures of her daughter, and she was so nice. You guys saw her in my vlog. She was just so kind and so genuine, and we exchanged numbers, and you know, she's texted me a bunch of times after that. She's always liking my photos. She's such a sweet girl. Like, she's amazing. And so is her mom. So, I mean, if you guys have never seen her, you definitely should check her out. She's amazing. And she's also really good at makeup, so that's also a plus. So for me, like, I love when I have experiences like that where someone that has a lot of subscribers is acting like a normal person. Because that's how it should be, because we're all normal people. Just because you have 1 million subscribers doesn't make you any different than anyone else. So that was actually a really great experience. And then I also had some other great experiences at that event. So I met Candy Johnson, and she was so sweet. She was telling me how much she loves my hair and all that. And she's just like gorgeous. I want to be her when I grow up. She was just super kind. And then I have a few more that come to mind. One being Gabriel Zamora. So I met him in passing during Ipsy's Gen Beauty San Francisco because they kind of grabbed everyone in the crowd that had bluish hair, which my hair is not really blue, but I guess it kind of looked blue. So for us to all take a photo together, and he was next to me, and I think I met him another time during then. And so he was talking to Rose, and you know, she went to introduce me, and he was just like, we've met before. And I was like, yeah, sort of. And he was just so cool, like very down to earth. What you see is what you get. So yeah, that was also another good experience. And the last experience I have that I can say was really nice and genuine was meeting Jessica, Jam Beauty 89, I believe. It's 89, I think. Jessica Braun, I hope that's how you say it. I believe her husband was actually sitting and chatting with Rose's mom, and then she came over, and I just started talking to her about decluttering, how I was like binge watching her decluttering videos, and it's been inspiring to me, and I'm actually in the process of doing my own decluttering because it's getting crazy. And she was just so genuine. And I don't know if it's because she's a teacher. I feel like teachers, especially elementary school teachers, they just have this like niceness about them and just humbleness about them. I don't know. She was just so sweet. It might also be because she was from Indiana. Rose is from Texas. I feel like people that are not from the traditional California and New York are possibly a little nicer. Yeah, maybe LA is ruining people, I don't know. But yeah, so super, super sweet. I'm sure you guys already follow her, but if you don't, you should. She's just so genuine, and exactly how she is in her videos is how she is in real life. She was also like, oh, here. And she gave me her phone and she was like, add yourself on whatever you use, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it is. Like, just very, like, sweet, you know? I love people like that. I just don't understand the whole, like, catty and competitive nature of the beauty community specifically on YouTube. I don't know. So, those were my best and worst beauty guru experiences. I will definitely link the beauty gurus that I met and I really enjoyed. I will link them down below. Not that they need my help because I can't help them, but maybe one of my subscribers isn't subscribed to them and I've introduced you to them. So that's my hope, that at least I can get them one more subscriber. And as for the beauty gurus that were fake as F, I'm not going to mention their name because I don't want drama and I don't really care to. Chances are you guys will probably figure it out anyways someday because you guys are better than the FBI. So let's gossip a little bit in the comments section. Leave me your beauty guru experiences, good or bad, in the comments. And if you have any guesses as to who the people are that I didn't mention, definitely leave it in the comments and maybe I will confirm or deny or say that you're getting warmer or colder. So I hope you guys enjoyed me sharing these experiences. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.